Welcome back to part 2 of Fishy Friday. Right now, we're going to learn what bony fishes we can find right here off the coast. Let's take a virtual tour of the waters right next to the campus of UCSB to see what kinds of fish there are and figure out why they're there. Our first stop is the reef, located right next to the beach at Campus Point. The reef is where you can find fish that live in tropical or temperate environments, like the ones we'll see today. As scientists of the reef, we often ask questions to better understand the marine life around us. One of these questions is, why do we find what we find, where we find it? To answer this question, we're going to visit some locations around UCSB and see what kinds of bony fish we can find. Let's take a walk down the beach to the tide pools at Coal Oil Point on the southeast coast of Isla Vista. During low tide, small pools of water are left in the rocks where we can find lots of invertebrates, algae, and even some fish. Some fish you might find include this tide pool blenny or this woolly sculpin that my class found while tide pooling. Why do you think they're so small and have such large pectoral fins? This is so they can hide in the crevices of rocks and quickly swim away from predators. Now let's put on our scuba gear and take a quick dive into the ocean. Welcome to the Kelp Forest. Surrounding us are many species of bony fish. Do you notice any similarities between these fish? Comparing this temperate ecosystem to a tropical coral reef might help us out. One thing I noticed right away is the colors of the fish. The fish in the kelp forest are not bright and colorful like those in the coral reef. Instead, these fish are more of a dark green and brown. Why do you think this is? Take a look at what's surrounding the fish for a clue. It's kelp. By being green or brown like kelp, these fish can camouflage into their environment to avoid predators. Fish like this appropriately named kelp bass on the left, or this opali on the right, wouldn't do so well blending in if they were in a coral reef or the open ocean. Thank you for joining me as we discovered what kinds of fish we might see in the diverse ecosystems right here in my backyard. To dive even deeper into what's so FINtastic about these fish that live here, catch us on next week's episode of Fishy Friday. See you then!